They spoke to me and went between Limerick and Tipperary. These counties first met in Kilmallock in 1895, a game that Tipperary won, and in the meantime this evening they meet for the 50th time at the Max Swivna from the St Jude's Club in Dublin, refereed the 2002 All-Ireland Hurling final between Clare and Kilkenny. Joining me here this evening is Tomás Mullen with wind advantage. Round one, All-Ireland qualifier underway. Two great hurling counties, neighbours here in the province of Munster, battling it out to stay involved in the championship of 2004. Thomas Dunn sending the ball up towards Seamus Butler. This is John Carroll, moved into full forward. The first touch for John Carroll, and he passes the test. That'll give him a little bit of confidence. Pass out for Brian Gearing, long ball. Coming out to lend assistance to the half-forward line is Donnacha Sheehan. Good hard work by Martin Marr. And that's going to be a free for Tipperary. That touch for John Cahill, very important though, Tomás, as we just follow on with Tomás Dunn. That ball being sent in. TJ Ryan looking on and leaving it for Mickey Cahill. Cleared down the line by Ollie Moore. Michael McKenna, War 12, that's a good ball, good catch as well by Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Tussling it out on the ground is Sean O'Connor and Philip Marr, but that ball gone to the, in fact the umpire has his hand up and I think he's going to give that as a 65 at least, a 65 for Limerick. But that first touch for John Cahill, Tomás.
Very important, yeah. Good settling down period for him and get the confidence up, and very noticeable as well for young Andrew O'Shaughnessy as well. A lot has been expected of him because of his underage success as well, and if he can do the simple things well and get the possession, get it inside, take one or two chances himself earlier on, he doesn't have to win the game on his own. There's other forwards around the field as well.
Left half forward Niall Moore taking this first 65. The umpires look at it, they confirm it's the first score of the game. Scored 7 points against Cork, 3 of them from frees. This is the first of this evening's qualifier. A score by Niall Moore. Ollie Moore, superb against Cork at right half back. Many people in Limerick were delighted to see him being transferred to his best position. Brother Niall Moore in the spot of bother. Donnacha Sheehan operating around as almost as a third midfielder, it would appear. We'll confirm that later on. Coming through is Mike McKenna. Difficult angle, decides to try it, but it's swinging in the breeze to the left and wide. Mike McKenna from Doon made his championship debut against Cork. Scored a point, former county minor. Puck out by Brendan Cummins is to the far side. Eddie Enright tussling with Brian Gearing. Paul Kelly, old-fashioned up and under. John Cahill again has to emerge off his line. That's confident play by the keeper. Brian Gearing, shot blocked down, comes to Ollie Moore. Well connected by Clem Smith. Tipperary have it once more into the space. Mark Foley chasing after it. Gets there just slightly ahead of Seamus Butler. No clean possession won. Mickey Cahill from Crewe giving it back to Ollie Moore from a half. Superb catch. Fine fielding by the left corner back Paul Curran. Going back to gather is Eamon Corcoran with that distinctive helmet. However, under pressure, Andrew O'Shaughnessy drives this and sends it over the bar. Well, I know that Andrew O'Shaughnessy was a little bit hurt, not alone by the criticism, but indeed by his own performance against Cork. But you can see here, Tomás, O'Shaughnessy is all fired up.
Yes, and the body language that was given by Limerick when they ran onto the field, they looked very, very positive, looked very, very hungry for it, and that's going to do his confidence a world of good.
Puck out comes to Dermot Fitzgerald, centre back against Waterford, now at number 7. Eamon Corcoran got an accidental belt there, I would feel. Referee Aidan McSwivna is going to have a word with Niall Moore, who immediately acknowledged that he was wrong. And referee just noting his name. Interesting to see Tomas. I think that Tomas Dunn is actually operating at midfield with Colin Morrissey. Paul Kelly is moved into a more right half forward position. This is the incident again. As we see there was the tip by Niall Moran, just misjudged. But tactically, that's an interesting switch.
Absolutely, and Tommy Dunn, we've all seen him in the past. He's very good at reading the game around the middle of the park. And it was very interesting from the puck out there from Brendan Cummins that Tommy Dunn came way over the side of the field and the ball goes straight to Paul Kelly from the puck out.
The free by Owen Kelly, half blocked down, gets it a second time, and it's curling to the right and wide. But it's a very important, just off camera, Ollie Moran clinched the fist. The fact that he blocked down Owen Kelly's free is a psychological advantage at the moment.
Yeah, on the last day below Park in Queeve, Owen Kelly was putting those over his with his eyes closed, and a bad miss by Owen. He'd be very disappointed with that effort.
So remember, Tommy Dunn is at midfield, Paul Kelly is at right half forward, and Colin Morrissey remains in the centre of the pitch. This is Tomas Dunn, in towards John Carroll. With him is TJ Ryan. They all fall down. Coming through is Paul Kelly, flicking it across, but it's a poor ball, and waiting there is Ollie Moran. And remember, Ollie Moran and Paul Kelly are first cousins in opposition this evening. And that ball just scooped out of the way. Niall Moran chasing after, or Ollie Moran chasing Benny Dunn. Dunn looks around, gives it a good ball in towards Eddie Enright. Again, great blocking down by Brian Gearing. Peter Lawler, another Croom clubman, launches a long ball. Latching onto this is Mike McKenna. Intercepting well, however, is Philip Marr. Switches the direction of the play over to the far side. Paul Kelly, remember, now at right half forward with Peter Lawler. Dropping in a high one, but it's going to the left and wide. Third wide of the game so far for Tipperary. Well, we've 6.5 minutes, Tomas, and it's fairly lively.
Very lively, and very good defensive play, Marty, by Limerick. Every time the Tipperary man is on the ball, they're hunting in packs and they're getting the hurl in there. The one touch getting the block in, and they're not getting any free pucks.
Here come Tipperary. Dermot Fitzgerald had a great lead campaign. Dropping this one in, it's a dangerous one. Stalemate inside there. Owen Kelly battling hard, but it's Limerick that have possession. That sun is going to be a problem, particularly for goalkeepers. It's a blinding sun coming in over the hills of Clare at the moment. Very difficult for keepers. Here's a chance. And Seamus Butler just didn't curl that sufficiently. Still Limerick lead by 2 points. Interesting to see that Seamus Butler from Drummond Inch Club is playing at left corner forward, switching positions. But this young man, on his championship debut, has done very well so far, advancing and playing confidently between the posts. Foul on the Tipperary man, Eddie Enright. Free for Tipperary. Pacho Wheelahan down behind his goalkeeper's post at the moment, looking at his defence. Keeping a close eye. Tomas Dunn started rather a corner forward against Waterford. War number 13 just scored a point. 30 last May as this drops in, and it's over the bar. Tumivara clubman leads by example, puts his county on the scoreboard, 2-1 now. Well, that's a fine puck out by John Cahill. They were saying here to me a couple of weeks ago, Tomas, that the reason why Albert Shanahan got the nod against Cork was for his lengthy puck outs.
Yeah, we had a lot of the Limerick supporters on the way in as well, and that was the big worry they had, that he wasn't going to puck the ball very, very long, and he has had no problem in those first couple of minutes.
Mark Foley's effort just going to the right and wide. That's Limerick's second wide. Pacho Wheelahan just telling his players on the sideline just to keep calm. 2 out of 5 chances for Limerick. Remember, Limerick playing with a slight wind advantage. Benny Dunn, just a little push by Ollie Moran.
And the effectiveness of Brendan Cummins on goal there, Marty, is very, very clear to see. A great puck out right into the hands of Benny Dunn. He'd actually put the ball into your mouth if you asked him to do it. He's so good. He's very, very accurate and wins a free straight away, and it gives Tipperary the chance to actually get the second point.
Again, the concentration of Tomas Dunn. Hits it well. This one just dropping in, and again John Cowell is playing with great confidence. The pass, however, was a little bit too strong, and the pull was a dangerous one. The referee has blown the whistle, and Eddie Enright will have to go all the way back for that free, and the man that's going to be in trouble here is right corner back Damien Rail. Dangerous pull here on Eddie Enright. No question that this merits minimum of a yellow card. And Aidan McSwivna is indicating quite clearly to Damien Rail that challenges like that will not be allowed. Yellow card for the cornerback from Hospital Herbertstown. This is Owen Kelly, scorer of 2 goals and 8 points against Waterford, 4 of them from frees. And this one is driven wide. First one was blocked down, second one gone wide.
And that I saw the last time, Marty, there was nobody else in the tip attack that could actually do the damage, you know, and when Owen Kelly's not in his game, somebody else is going to have to take up the mantle, and it's a worrying factor for Tipperary at the start of this game.
Ball goes past them all. Here's Sean O'Connor. Back out to last year's captain. And this one is just a lovely touch. Great score by Mark Foley. Really hit this well under pressure. You can see he was calling here, used the short grip, gave it plenty of elevation, and it had sufficient power to go over Brendan Cummins' crossbar. Colin Morrissey from the Galtee Rovers club dropping this one in, and again Cal, this time I don't think he connected, and it was a bit of a worrying one.
If that had been 6 inches, Marty, inside the post was in the back of the net. Certainly a bad call there by the goalkeeper, and was lucky on that stage that the ball went wide.
He'll be 27 years of age in August. First year on the panel, the Limerick goalkeeper John Cowell. Breaking ball favours Benny Dunn. Loose slither. Gobbled up by Brian Geary, but not for very long, a little bit too ponderous. Paul Kelly. In first, John Carroll. Took it off the ground, his first touch, a disappointment. And it's going to be a free for Limerick. John Carroll questions it, but I just feel that I think Aidan McSwivna was correct.
Oh, no doubt about it, yeah. And it's very noticeable, Marty. Tipper struggling a bit in attack. They're getting plenty of possession inside there without converting them to scores.
This is the pass from Paul Kelly, sent across field. And when it comes to John Carroll, it's picked straight off the ground. Ollie Moore dropping this one in. Breaking ball. Declan Fanning doesn't hold on to it. Limerick chasing, hustling. Wonderful block done again by Dermot Fitzgerald. Ollie Moore, confident play. Available is Clem Smith from Aha. Switching play over fires Andrew O'Shaughnessy. He can be deadly from here. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going on between himself and Paul Curran, but the referee has blown his whistle, and it's going to be a free for Limerick.
Yeah, just maybe a bit of criticism on Aidan. Similarly, when Eddie Enright got that ball inside, I know he was blown for a free, but Eddie Enright was clear on goal again. Here we had Andrew O'Shaughnessy gone behind his marker, gone through. I mean, you must give the advantage rule in that situation.
So the free going to be taken by Niall Moran, former Harty Cup player with St. Flannan's College in Ennis, going for his second point, taps it over. Three points between the teams now, after 14 minutes of play. Just some statistical information. 46% for Limerick, 54% for Tipperary, not reflected on the scoreboard. Benny Dunn faces a green brick wall, gives it back to Colin Morrissey. Again, they're chasing and harassing. Comes back out to Benny Dunn. Doesn't get a clear shot at it, and that ball goes over the sideline. Line ball for Limerick, far side. Captain TJ Ryan from Gary Spillane. 10 years ago made his debut for Limerick, a corner forward. Peter Lawler, captain of the under-21 All-Ireland winning team in 2002. Ollie Moore, superb catch, but he's under pressure here. Coming through is Paul Kelly. Still Kelly, gets his shot in, and John Cahill minds his near post. Paul Curran reacts fastest. Mullen, the home man, he's going to have a busy evening here, marking Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Good work by Seamus Butler. Scored some fabulous goals in the league, and on current form deserves his place. Sends it over the bar. Good work here by Seamus Butler. Scored a point against Waterford, and this is his first against Limerick. This is fine fielding by Ollie Moore. Wonderful catch. Mark Foley setting it up for Donnacha Sheehan to run onto. Gets by Martin Marr. Gets it inside to Niall Moran. Good defending by Tipperary. Moran has it once more again. Cummins saves. Waiting for it is Dermot Fitzgerald. But Limerick are playing with passion, panache and confidence. Sideline ball, Limerick.
How many times in the past have we seen balls hit at Brendan Cummins like that, and they're coming back out as quick as they go in? It was a great save, a great block by Brendan.
Good defending as well by Marr. Clem Smith not connecting properly at all. Under pressure, Eddie Enright. Smith comes in to challenge, to his credit. Survives a hefty shoulder. Gives it back to Niall Moran, who flashes it in towards this corner. Again, Paul Curran. Has to be in front if he's going to win that tussle with Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Breaking ball, picked up by TJ Ryan. Survives one shoulder, gives it out for Ollie Moran, who's playing with elegance here on the right flank. Again, Paul Curran did very well. The first couple of balls, you'd have to say O'Shaughnessy looks to have the edge, but now at the moment Paul Curran seems to have the advantage.
Certainly, any high ball that's come down there, it's the duel has been won by Paul Curran, and he's been very, very dominant in the last 5 to 10 minutes there. But it's very noticeable again, Mark, the up front, the Tipperary is struggling very much so in attack.
Eamon Corcoran, the JK Brackens club in Templemore, dropping this in towards John Carroll. The ball is loose, Carroll, and Carroll saves. Superb save by the keeper from Crook. Peter Lawler, his clubmate, fails to get to touch, and that's going to be a sideline ball for Tipperary. Well, the keeper did very well here. Carroll hit it in, he got the body behind it, and a good clearance as well. Thomas Dunn hit it sweetly. John Cahill comes off his line, and it goes out for a 65 for Tipperary. Well, let's see this ball coming through. John Cahill came off, seemed to get a little bit of an injury there in the process, and requires some medical attention. John Cahill seems to be okay. Dr. Dave Boylan, native of Middleton in County Cork, coming in to check. Well, the first choice keeper now in Limerick is fit in well. First year on the Limerick panel as Tommy Dunn, going to take this 65. Took a long time for that ankle ligament problem that developed in the All-Ireland semi-final last year to recover. This one drops in, and again John Carroll. He takes a little bit too much out of it. He's under pressure from John Carroll, and here comes Seamus Butler coming in on the goal line, cutting it across and sending it wide. Well, John Carroll did very well, considering he was under intense pressure from John Carroll from Rosscray. just a little bit fortunate not to concede a score there.
Very, very fortunate not to concede a score, but you'd have to say for Seamus Butler going across the in-line that the ball must come back out to the 21 mark. I mean, it's the first thing that you do in hurling. When you're in that position, put the ball back across the square.
Here's Colin Morrissey. Ball goes all the way, and it's saved on the line by Cahill after he missed it the first time. Limerick under pressure. High challenge by Damien Rail. He's been booked already, and the referee, if he looks at right corner back's jersey, he's noted him already. Here's the challenge. Here's John Cahill. He missed it here, and it was rolling in, and Cahill had to dive, and he did get there before the goal line. But I also feel that Damien Rail is probably a little bit fortunate for that second challenge.
He's on tender hooks at the moment, Marty. Next foul, and certainly he'll be walking the line.
Free by Owen Kelly. Goes over the bar for his first point. Just 1 point between the teams. Batted down by Colin Morrissey. Picked up, however, by Clem Smith. Pass back to Brian Geary. Wasn't what you call a quality pass. And Tipperary go in pursuit of more scores. Again, John Cahill has to come off his line. Tommy Dunn without a hurling, showing that there are still footballers in Tipperary, despite the fact that they're out of the championship. Niall Moran under pressure from Eddie Enright. Eamon Corcoran intercepts. This should be Clem Smith's ball. It is. Coming through from midfield is Mark Foley. He scored once already. Hits it sweetly, but he hits it inaccurately. Limerick stay in front. Limerick registered their 4th wide of the game. 96 Young Hurler of the Year, Mark Foley. All-Star in the past, facing the All-Star goalkeeper of 2003, Brendan Cummins. Donica Sheehan with Martin Marr. Paul Kern. Damon Corcoran got a slight touch. Free to Limerick. 3rd free of the evening to Limerick. This is the challenge there on Niall Moore. The scene around the house, as they say, around the square, from our camera just behind Brendan Cummins' goals. From Niall Moore. Hits it with confidence and with accuracy. 3 points for Niall Moore. All frees. Aimed at Eddie Enright. The loose ball picked up by Peter Lawler. Dermot Fitzgerald with Mike McKenna. Eamon Corcoran is there. Donica Sheehan. Corcoran once more. Needs the assistance of Colin Morrissey. This is Benny Dunn. Niall Moran with him. Laying it off as Paul Kelly, and under pressure sends it wide. 7 wides for Tipperary. But the referee has blown his whistle because Sean O'Connor has picked up an injury. And again, Dr. Dave Boylan is out there to check. And in fact, there's another Tipperary player down in, or rather Limerick player, but we continue looking at Sean O'Connor, requiring some attention. Sean, who scored 2 goals against Cork, 24 in October, and 2 under-21 All-Irelands. Niall Moran is also requiring some attention. Niall Moran, 21 since March. A little bit of concern for Patrick Whelan, but everybody seems okay. Sean O'Connor is now, by the way, on the 40, with John Paul Sheehan gone into full forward. So just a direct swap between the two of them. Niall Moran still seems to be in trouble. And now Dr. Dave Boylan being called over to the left half forward, and Aidan McSwivna has now halted play again. And slowly Niall Moran is able to get onto his feet, and obviously is in some bother. So concern for Pat O'Wheelahan. He has some options available along the sideline, and he may well decide that he will have to continue without Niall Moran, because Niall doesn't look the best for wear. Dr. Dave Boylan obviously has something in that bag. Magic formula. That's the Cork man's touch, Thomas. Puck out by John Cahill. Diarmaid Fitzgerald going up for it. Comes instead to Colin Morrissey. Scored 1-1 against Waterford. Into the corner. Seamus Butler. With him, Mickey Cahill. Nice play. Oh, nice skill. Now, can he finish? Good block down by Cahill. He was fooled the first time, not the second time. A chance here. Surely! The ball is in the net. Thomas Dunn looks to be the man at the end of it, and he may have suffered the consequences. Let's just see this again. John Carroll came in along the goal line here, got it into the centre, and collided with two players. The Limerick cover was not good here. Coming through was Tomas Dunn, and he just about got it past John Carroll. John Carroll setting up his captain, but look at here, this will give you an angle perhaps of what happened to Tommy Dunn. Collided with two players as he managed to scramble that ball into the back of the net. Colin Bonner is down there with him as well, one of the Tipperary selectors. Dr. Peter Merchant, big Meath football fan, is there with him as well. And Tommy Dunn, slowly but surely, and knowing Tommy, he will want to continue on. He has responded, he acknowledges that he's okay. The Aidan McSwivna, just watch this again, just seemed to trip here, collided, head collision with one of the Limerick defenders, and came out the worst of it.
Yes, you just have to maybe, if I get a chance, have a look at that again. It seemed to be a high elbow there by the corner back on him at that stage, Marty. You know, the goal was actually scored, it seemed to, when he was actually drifting away.
Puck out by John Cahill. Tipperary now leading by a point. Eamon Corcoran. Donnacha Sheehan just knocking the slither off the Hurling. Going to be a sideline ball for Tipperary. Just watch this again as Tommy Dunn. There was a head collision with TJ
Ryan. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So that confirms there was no high elbow.
No. Head collision is right, yeah.
Peter Lawler, ball given away, but overcarried by Eddie Enright. Free to Limerick. Limerick thinking about introducing James O'Brien, but we continue on. Here's Andrew O'Shaughnessy getting away, has a shot. Oh dear, Cummins must have got a touch. A wonderful save. But you sense Andrew O'Shaughnessy, despite being beaten a few times by Paul Kern, is intent on making an impact. Brendan Cummins, fantastic save by the tip keeper.
Superb, Marty, and great play again by Andrew O'Shaughnessy to get inside his marker. He had a man inside that he could have elected to give him the ball inside, but he went for the shot. And Brendan Cummins is starting off where he finished the last day in Páirc Uí Chaoimh when he made those fantastic saves. He started as well again today.
Limerick going to possibly change their forward line. The player that's coming off is John Paul Sheehan, and coming on is James O'Brien. So a substitution there, a change in the Limerick attack. James O'Brien, 6'2" from Brewery. Former under-21 All-Ireland medalist, like so many of this Limerick panel, as Niall Moran, who has also recovered from injury, drops this one in, and it's gone over the bar. 4 points, all from frees for this man, Niall Moore. Well, he keeps producing it, Brendan Cummins. Some wonderful saves. That one by Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Scoring chances for Limerick, 6 out of 13. Eddie Enright playing now along the left wing. John Carroll gets the second bite of the cherry. Manages to scramble it out somewhere. This is Seamus Butler under a little bit of pressure. Niall Moran is there, Ollie Moran rather. Owen Kelly knocked away from him. Mickey Cahill under a little bit of pressure from Paul Kelly. Here's a break. Niall Moran needs the support. He has the support of Donncha Sheehan. It's Sheehan against Cummins. Saved by Cummins and scored by O'Shaughnessy. He was smelling for goal this evening. You could just feel it in his body language. And finally, one of the best goalkeepers in hurling is beaten. A fabulous save, his second of the evening. Cummins save from Sheehan. O'Shaughnessy was there, and Brendan Cummins could do nothing. Wonderful goal by Limerick, and it puts them in front by 3 points. But what a save by Cummins, and wonderful touching skills by Andrew O'Shaughnessy. Former college's star, Donncha Sheehan, tries to add another one, but this one is well wide.
And if you were a Tipperary selector, Mark, you'd have to be worried about the full back line. That's 3 occasions now that the inside forwards of Limerick have got inside their markers and had a clear shot of Brendan Cummins. Even though it's going to be difficult to beat Brendan Cummins with a high ball or low ball, they're certainly getting inside their markers and are causing a threat to that full back line.
Going back to gather, Mark Foley. He has support, Damien Rail. Lashes it down the field. Down towards Donncha Sheehan. Coming out is Sean O'Connor. Philip Marr with him. O'Connor, good block down by Marr from Buttersilly. Question of head down and charge, I think, there, but however he got away with it. Comes far as Colin Morrissey. Going back to gather is Mickey Cahill. Under a little bit of pressure here. Oh, lovely little hook by Seamus Butler, and they're exposed. John Carroll puts Butler out of the way, and a goal for Tipperary. Bad defending by Limerick, great work by Butler. Carroll was so anxious he pushed his own man out of the way, and Tipperary are level with Limerick for the second time. Look at Carroll pushing Butler out of the way. Let me at it.
Good goal for Tipperary, Marty, but look, it's crucial. Your cornerback Mickey Cahill coming across his own goal, trying to clear possession, and gets hooked, and it's well done by Tipperary to block him, and a good play by John Carroll to score.
Well, he was centre forward, and Pacho Whelan, as you can see, acknowledges that was a bad mistake as Tipperary introduced Brian O'Mara. Brian O'Mara is coming on. We can't see yet who's going to be taken off, but we'll confirm that with you in a moment. He's gone over to right half forward position. The puck out by John Cahill. We'll give you an update on who went off in just a moment as we continue on with Tipperary under pressure. Dermot Fitzgerald. Good ball, up far as Seamus Butler. John Carroll coming across. TJ Ryan protects the sliotar with ease. Under a bit of pressure, John Carroll. The referee, however, has blown his whistle, and he's given a free to Limerick. Three minutes added on. At the moment, I'd have to say, it looks like Paul Kelly is the player that has made way.
That's what I feel as well. Paul Kelly is gone.
As we look at Niall Moran taking this, or rather Ollie Moran taking this free. This one is curling to the left, and the umpire signals it wide.
Yeah, Mark, it's definitely Paul Kelly has gone off the field, and that's...
Paul Kelly gone off with an injured shoulder, and the player on is Brian O'Mara. Underneath this is Owen Kelly. Laying it off. Seamus Butler. Benny Dunn is the player with possession. Oh, good hook again by Mickey Cahill. Peter Lawler was there as well, lending assistance. This is Brian Geary. and that's a sideline ball. Brian O'Mara going to leave this for Tommy Dunn. This is wonderful skill here as Benny Dunn bearing down on goal. Lovely little hook. I think it was from Mickey Cal. Tommy Dunn with this sideline ball. Oh, it's a good one. Oh dear. And wasn't very far away. Statistical information for you. Tipperary now with 53%, 47% for Limerick. Here comes Tipperary once more. Colin Morrissey dropping this one in, and that one has gone wide.
Marty, it's not Paul Kelly who's actually gone off the field. Looking out there again, Owen Kelly has come out to the 40. It's actually Eddie Enright has actually gone off the field, Marty.
So Ken Hogan has made that switch. It looked like Paul Kelly was gone off, but it's Eddie Enright, in fact, that has left the field with an injured shoulder. All of that happened so fast in the middle of that wonderful goal by Tommy Dunn. This is Dermot Fitzgerald laying it off to the goal scorer and captain of Tipperary. He connects well. The umpires have no doubt. We're into injury time. 36 minutes played. 2 more minutes of injury time to be played by the referee. Again, a good puck out by John Cowell. Wonderful catch by Eamon Corcoran. Tommy Dunn didn't quite connect. Brian Geary. Owen Kelly now seems to be operating at centre forward. Brian O'Mara at right half forward since the departure of Eddie Enright. Philip Marr to Eamon Corcoran. Down towards Brian O'Mara. TJ Ryan did well. Captain of Limerick. Showing tremendous heart and fine skill as well. Under pressure from Seamus Butler. Knew he was going to be hooked. He's now past the 45. This is the full back from Limerick. Laying it off to James O'Brien. A chance of a score. Great point. The Brewery man gets his first score. And James O'Brien is on the deck. A wonderful run by TJ Ryan. And the referee, Aidan McSwivna, has called a Tipperary player, Declan Fanning. Let's just look at this replay. TJ to James O'Brien and over the bar. Declan Fanning being spoken to, the centre half back of Tipperary.
Just a late tackle, Marty, as the man clears the ball and puts it over the bar. It's a late tackle. The follow through. I think the man comes forward and actually hits him here. Not much in that, really, not much.
Well, we certainly have had an interesting and eventful and most enjoyable first half. TJ Ryan. His anxiety to hold on to the ball actually gave it away. Great block down again. Damien Rail is the only Limerick player there. Brian O'Mara is the number 27 for Tipperary. This comes to Paul Kelly. And that goes to the left and wide. 38 minutes now played. The 11th wide of the half. But great skill here by Damien Rail.
That's fantastic to watch, Marty, but the noticeable thing, even though Tipperary have got the 2 goals in the first half period there, they've only scored the 3 points in that period after creating so many scoring chances. I mean, taking 5 out of 22, it's not good enough at this level of hurling, and they'll be disappointed going in at half time that they haven't converted more scores. Well,
we've had a very interesting first half, and Tipperary responding to the Limerick challenge, but at half time here in Park Gael, it's Tipperary 2 goals and 3 points to Limerick's 1 goal and 7. A most enjoyable. But here in Park Gael, I can tell you there's one change in the Tipperary team. Lara Corbett is on, and the player that's gone off is Seamus Butler. 1 point between the teams. Limerick with just the narrowest of advantages. Brian O'Mara. Peter Lawler coming in to challenge. Gets it far as Tommy Dunn. Goal scorer the first half. Good ball over far as John Carroll. Cutting inside, laying it off. There's a chance here of a goal, and the ball is in the net. Seamus Butler to score. Wonderful score. Let's just watch this again. John Carroll setting it up. Wonderful play by Tommy Dunn, and a brilliant start for Tipperary. John Carroll setting up Seamus Butler, and Seamus Butler finished beautifully past John Carroll. Sideline ball far side for Dermot Fitzgerald. Just outside his own 65. Intercepted by Brian Geary. This is Lara Corbett. Clem Smith, stalemate at the far side. Ollie Moran puts his head down and says, here goes. It's a scramble for his midfield. Clem Smith to Mark Foley. Low ball over for his Niall Moran. Dropping this one in, but it's going to go over the end line. No, it's not. Brendan Cummins keeps it in. Clem Smith is over there, unmarked. Sending it back. Donnacha Sheehan. Eamon Corcoran lends assistance to his full back line. Peter Lawler doing well at left half back. Mickey Carr tries to pass it for his Mark Foley. Goes for his Tommy Dunn. Comes for his Foley anyway. Tries to get by Declan Fanning. Lays it off to Clem Smith. Third attempt, 4 attempts. First touch, second, third touch, leaving him down. Comes to Declan Fanning. Sends it low in towards the corner. Linesman at the far side indicates it's a Limerick ball. Wonderful catch by Peter Lawler. Fabulous. Great play. Damien Rail to take this. First choice cornerback now for a number of seasons for Limerick. Colin Morris's effort blocked down. Clem Smith. Eamon Corcoran again anticipates well. Sean O'Connor. Tipperary battling, showing that they can mix it as well as show off their flamboyant skills when required. Lara Corbett, good defending. Brian Geary, centre half back. Helping him out is his colleague from the half-back line, Peter Lawler. Philip Marr. Sean O'Connor slipped as he went in pursuit of that particular ball. Breaking ball favours Ollie Moore. Over to this side, to his brother Niall and Donnacha Sheehan. Eamon Corcoran. Martin Marr. Niall Moran wins it. Donnacha Sheehan. Available in the centre is James O'Brien. Still Sheehan. Cuts it a little bit too fine, and the umpire signals wide. Brendan Cummins just waiting for the substitution to take place for Limerick. Limerick introduced Donny Ryan into the full forward line. And the player that's going off is Sean O'Connor. Donny, brother of the Limerick captain, TJ Ryan. This is TJ, knocking it out far as Ollie Moore. Batting it down, sideline ball for Limerick. Ken Hogan, in his first year as manager of the Tipperary senior hurling team. Remember, whoever loses here says goodbye to the championship of 2004. Good work by Donny Ryan, hooking Eamon Corcoran. Donnacha Sheehan did well to keep it in. Here's Donny Ryan. It's the hardest route to go along the end line. Referee claims he was being fouled, much to the disgust and annoyance of the Tipperary defenders, but it is going to be a free for Limerick. Great little hook there by Johnny Ryan, preventing Eamon Corcoran from clearing. Niall Moore, 4 points to his credit from the first half. Hits this straight over the bar. 5 points, all from frees for the left half forward. (3-3) for Tipperary, 1-8 for Limerick. 1 point between the teams.
Marty, Limerick must get a bit of confidence from this, because even though Tipperary have got the 3 goals, they haven't tacked on the points, and Limerick are still in this game. If they get a bit of belief into their play and get the ball into the inside forward, Shaughnessy and Donegal Sheehan, they've caused a threat in the first half, but you've got to get the supply in there for them to do the damage.
This is Donegal Sheehan, and this is slightly to the left and wide. But Donny Ryan is showing well in the first 2 touches. It's the 8th wide of the evening for the Shannonsiders. But again, Donny Ryan did all the hard work here, setting it up the opportunity for Donegal Sheehan. Tipperary thinking about introducing David Kennedy. Looks like Martin Maher could be in trouble. That knee problem is coming back to haunt him. So there might be a change here. Cousin of fullback Philip Maher came on at half-time against Waterford for Thomas Costello, and certainly was considered almost a bit of a surprise omission for the Munster Championship at cornerback.
No doubt. I mean, he's a fantastic player, and evident in the first half there, he hurled very, very well again there in the cornerback position. As I say, Marky, Limerick get this bit of belief into themselves. I mean, they're in the same situation as they were against Cork the last day, very much in the game, but when they get their opportunities, they've got to take them down, take the game to Tipperary, because they could actually win this match.
Tuck out by Brendan Cummins. Peter Lawler, who has switched wings, interestingly, following Benny Dunn wherever he goes. Ollie Moore now at left half-back. And that rain we anticipated at the very beginning of the match, very near us now, as Tipperary go in pursuit of more scores. Brian O'Mara looking around for support, steadies himself, hits it on the left, but hits it to the right and wide. That gives you a tally of a dozen wides, 12 wides to Tipperary in this match.
That has to be a big worrying factor for Ken Hogan, creating plenty of chances but not being able to put the ball over the bar and finish it well.
Colin Morrissey with Clem Smith. Brian O'Mara is the Tipperary 27. And this is going to be a throw ball. A little bit of hassling off the ball. 6 out of 24 scoring chances for Tipperary. It's a fairly frightening statistic as Niall Moore goes forward. Manages to survive the challenge, but doesn't survive the shots. Well, we might have mentioned earlier in our commentary that Paul Kelly was being substituted. Yes. I think we can now confirm that he has been, in fact, substituted.
He has been gone. Obviously, he was carrying an injury there at half-time, and he has been substituted.
Long ball, very long ball, in fact. TJ Ryan leaves it behind him, and nipping in is Lar Corbett. There's a chance here. Cal saves at his near post. Good goalkeeping. Almost gets as far as TJ Ryan. Good play by Seamus Buckler. Comes back across the face of the goal and wide. John Cahill did very well here, but TJ Ryan left it behind him. Like a very, very sharp goal scorer that he is. Lar Corbett came in. Cahill stood by his near post, did well, and had the time to clear. Breaking ball. Brian O'Mara in the thick of the action. Donny Ryan shows well. Gets the pull in. Eamon Corcoran tries to get it back for his Declan Fanning. Killen Allman. Mickey Cahill lays it off for his Brian Geary. Chasing him is Brian O'Mara. Blocked down again by Seamus Butler. Mickey Cahill has to start the process once more. TJ Ryan has enough of it and gives it long. Very long. Beautifully caught by Declan Fanning. Spreads the ball over to the far side. Peter Lawler there with Benny Dunn. Lawler, nice skill. Won't come up. Concedes the line ball at the far side. This could be a crucial save for Limerick because Lara Corbett went for the near post and Cahill saved brilliantly. And while we were watching that sliotar went over the bar. It's Tipperary. 3 goals and 4 points now. Limerick 1 goal and 8. Linesman at the far side indicates it's a Tipperary ball. And the rain has arrived in Park Nagale, and it's belting down here. However, there is a break in the horizon. Bit of sunshine coming in for the fans. Tommy Dunn now at midfield. His midfield partner, by the way, Colin Morrissey, scored that last point. And this one drops in, and it looks good for Tipperary for Seamus Butler. That's a goal and 2 points for the corner forward. Certainly justifying the faith of Ken Hogan in starting him here for this qualifier.
He's the one bright spark in the Tipperary attack today, Marty, certainly, and that's probably a good sign for Tipperary on the basis that Owen Kelly is quiet. He's not having a game of his life that we had the last day, and Seamus Butler has taken the onus on himself to actually come up trumps and get the scores.
Well, remember, Owen Kelly had 2-8 against Waterford, Tomas. It's a valid point. He's got 1 point from a free here. Here's Benny Dunn, given a chance, and he takes it. It's his first score in this qualifier, and the Tipperary fans beginning to just feel a little bit more confident. It's early days.
The game is opening up now, Marty, and Tipper running onto the ball, and very noticeable. Limerick's first touch there on 2 or 3 occasions. TJ Ryan going with the one hand to pick the ball and let her after him. Again, on the other side, we had Brian Gary doing exactly the same thing as well and giving away possession to Tipperary. You can't afford to do that at this level.
Tommy Dunn goes back to recover well. Sends it back over past TJ Ryan. This is Owen Kelly. Allowing for the breeze. Will it curl? John Cahill underneath it. Good play by the debutant. Mark Foley was waiting for it. Colin Morrissey went for it, and he gets the return. Chance of a point. Hits it with the short grip. The umpire, however, waves his arms. 14 points for Tipperary. 3-6. That's a total of 15 points. 1-8 for Limerick. Substitution by Patrick Wheelahan, and the player that's going to be coming off is Clem Smith, and coming on is Donald O'Grady. That's number 23 is Donald O'Grady from Grana Ballingarry. Certainly has been starring for the club over the last 12 months. Came on as a sub a few times in the league and normally plays at midfield, and I think perhaps Clem Smith's lack of control when he had to go down 3 or 4 times to get the ball probably decided the issue.
Certainly, and I just mentioned that about their first touch. Limerick are finding it very, very hard to get the first touch in and get possession, get clean possession. They're poking an awful lot at the ball, and there's very little of good open hurling, and certainly when your first touch is letting you down, you're going to be in trouble in any match. Johnny
Ryan hit a fair shoulder there by Philip Marr. Comes back out to Mark Foley. Great block down. James O'Brien, scorer of a point. Makes room. Good angle. Brendan Cummins watches this and gets a hurley to it. Still danger for Tipperary. Tony Ryan trying to lay it off. Mike McKenna. And that is gone wide. Limerick struggling to create space, struggling to get scores.
Absolutely, and as I said the last day against Cork as well, they struggle in attack, and if they're going to go on in this championship, they're going to have to get a better return of the supply of the ball that's going in there. Too many wides at this stage of the game.
Good save by Brendan Cummins, it must be said. Watch the ball all the way. TJ Ryan. Possession statistical information, 62% now for Tipperary, 38% for Limerick. And Limerick still in this game. TJ Ryan. Well gathered by Tommy Dunn. Pass, however, intercepted by Brian Geary. Survives the frontal charge by Dermot Fitzgerald. Ollie Moran to take this. Referee Aidan McSwivna wants to have a word with a Tipperary defender down at the far end. It's Paul Curran, who has been marking Andrew O'Shaughnessy, and Philip Maher and Paul both telling the umpire Aidan McSwivna to have a consultation with his umpires first. But obviously Aidan McSwivna, the referee, saw something himself. So a yellow card for the left corner back. And Aidan McSwivna doesn't go in to consult with his umpires despite the request by the Tipperary defenders. The free to be taken by Ollie Moore. Drops this one in. Still there. And there was a foul by the Limerick player. And that's going to be a free out. Philip Maher, the victim of that particular challenge. He has the slither, but down in a bit of pain here. And of course, Philip Maher had that terrible cruciate knee injury in the league final last year against Kilkenny. And Limerick now have a player in trouble here. This is Donny Ryan. Very passionate player, gives his all. And Aidan McSwivna felt possibly he was over-passionate in the last exchange. And there's a yellow card for Donny Ryan. So Philip Maher still getting some attention. It looks to be okay. Still a little bit of pain. Came back into the Tipperary team in phase 2 of the league. I was a little bit ring rusty at the start, but certainly has improved with every match. This is the ball that dropped in. Donny Ryan almost had it. And there was a breaking of the hurley there as Donny Ryan pulled on Philip Maher and caught him on the leg. Long puck out again by Brendan Cummins. Fabulous catch by Ollie Moore. Lays it off to his colleague in the half-back line, Brian Geary. Limerick, low ball. Over towards Donica Sheehan. Donny Ryan coming in it. Eamon Corcoran is there. Comes free to Niall Moore. To Donica Sheehan, but good defending by Eamon Corcoran. Colin Morrison performed admirably at centre field. Cut out again by Ollie Moore. Great block down by Benny Dunn. Picked up by the line-hearted John Carroll. Chasing after Mickey Cowell. Good little hook by Cowell. Still Carroll carries all the way through, but John Cowell is there. Gives a long relieving clearance. Direct route. Going backpedaling is Dermot Fitzgerald. And again, shows his talent. Good play by the number 7. Batting it down. Limerick, again, it's a crucial period of the game. Mickey Cowell to Mark Foley. Just took a little bit too much time, a little bit too ponderous. Has to make an angle for himself. Gets it back in, Eamon Corcoran trying to get there ahead of the fellow yellow helmeted Niall Moore. This one dropping in, and Brendan Cummins can do nothing about it. It's 6 points for Niall Moore, and it's his first from play.
Yeah, but it's the credit to Mickey Kyle there in defence. I mean, he's working very, very hard, and I'm sure with the level of fitness that players have these days,